Before we jump in, this excerpt comes from a workshop at the Community Center of La Cañada, Flintridge. The session is Financial Planning for Families with Neurodivergent Children, presented by Annelise. In this first video, we're starting with a shift in perspective. Why financial planning for families with neurodivergent children often looks very different, especially when it comes to time horizon and long-term support.
A lot of times the financial planning needs for families are very different depending on, your family structure, depending on how many children you have even. And it's very different from, say, if I'm just planning for somebody who is an individual. And so we want to take that into account, especially for neurotypical kids. A lot of times that planning horizon is much longer. A lot of times when just people talk about planning for the kids, they talk about planning maybe through college, right? I think for neurotypical children, they just need more time. And I think a lot of times, time is the gift, the best gift we can give them. Maybe they might be with us until they're 30 or 35 or even longer. And I think that change, that time horizon change, really changed how we should think about the financial planning. And also part of it is we might have to be their executive functioning portion and help them plan. It's almost like we're doing parallel planning. We're planning for our own retirement, and then we have to maybe start kind of thinking about for them. When I talk about estate planning, is a lot of the services that our kiddos might need are public services, and there are a lot of times there are income restrictions that will determine whether you can receive certain services. So there are certain accounts or certain ways of trust that are created that can help our kiddos to maintain the asset base and to protect that asset, and while at the same time they can still continue to receive services from the public agencies. One of the things that I really advocate for parents, if you're working with a regional center, if you have a diagnosis that qualifies you for a regional center or is a qualifying diagnosis, you can start the process of getting Medi-Cal for your child. One of the things that is really important is because our current health insurance system is very employment-based, right? Most of us need to have a job, or you can buy at the marketplace. But for our kiddos, like if we're talking about the transition from before 18 to after 18, the thing is after 18, they are an adult, right? Unless we file with the court for limited or through conservatorship, they are their own individual as soon as they turn 18. So we really don't have the legal right. So these are the things that I think we should really start planning and thinking about, because we're going to be the advocate for a very, very long time. And we need to be able to access information. I do understand what the law is for, is to protect children, but for our kiddos, it makes it very, very tricky.
This video is part of a larger workshop that walks through the full planning process for families with neurodivergent children. In the next videos, we'll go deeper into specific topics like how to get services and funding to support your children, what changes before and after age 18, how public benefits and funding work, and how tools like ABLE accounts and special needs trusts fit into a long-term plan. We'll also talk about planning for employment, housing, healthcare, and how to support your child into adulthood. If you'd like to follow along as we go deeper into these topics, you can subscribe and stay connected with upcoming videos. And as always, this content is for educational purposes only.